USC Jay. It's your boy Jakeem. Really appreciate what you're doing for USC culture, man. Keep going.
Going on, shout out USC Jay, man. Appreciate the support.
Shout out to USC Jay. You know what it is. Nothing but love, man.
Trojan Philly, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, happy Monday to everybody. Look, we here, and it's Monday. It's UCLA week, but we got a couple things we got to talk about. You guys know I was tied up away from the desk on Saturday, so I couldn't do a live with me, my face on it. However, we did a live with I was out and about. I'm sure you guys heard stuff all around me, but forgive me for that. And we got tied up yesterday, but me and Jaywalk, he's out of the country and he should be back today. And hopefully we can get to our live, just kind of recapping some things. But I just kind of want to do a state of the program, state of USC, where we at as far as what happened with the game. I mean, what do I think about the game? And I was on live, so I really couldn't talk about it the way I wanted to talk about it. But I told you guys that, from what you guys heard of me say, it was a lot of self-inflicted wounds. And I think special teams, man, we talked about some of this the other day on Saturday, but the special teams, man, was just, it was unbelievable. And I'll deal with that in a second. But real quick, let me do kind of a state of the program real quick. What do I feel? I feel like this program is trending upward. I feel like 9-3 is a big improvement from 6-6 where we were last year. Ended up getting to 7-6 after we beat Texas A&M. I think it's a big improvement if we're able to get this win this weekend and become 9-3. But it was pretty evident and apparent to me, based on some of the things that I saw on Saturday, that not only did we have some self-inflicted wounds, I felt like the trench play just hasn't been. I'm going to say this. Freshman Boucard, you guys know at the beginning of the season, Floyd Boucard, Tanuk Hines were my two super freshmen. I think those two are solid. Of course, Jakeem Stewart as well. But I think from a transfer portal trench play, I think we got to do just a better job. I think some of these guys, even though some of them were ranked, I think Keyshawn Silver was kind of ranked high coming through the transfer portal. And John Jarrett, I can't remember his exact number, but they were supposed to be some promising guys. And so we know Jarrett got hurt, but Keyshawn Silver, I don't think they necessarily saw, I guess, a return, if you will, on him. No disrespect or nothing like that, but, you expected more plug in the hole of the trench play. We just didn't see that. And, everything starts in the trenches. And I think I was listening to, who was that? Sua Cravens, and he mentioned something about let's just be real. This is not verbatim, but he said let's just be real. We gotta pay for these players to get the big time players. Now, you guys remember I've talked about this way back, man, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I said, listen, man, it's all about paying some of these players. You got to get the big time players. You guys remember I did a video about the transfer portal. You had guys like David Bailey. If you remember, he went to Texas Tech, but I think our coaches came back and said they feel comfortable at the edge spot, which I like our edge spots. But I'm just saying, when you get high-profile guys such as those guys, we know now, looking at the trench play, and we looked at the Oregon game, you can see the difference from how big some of those guys are and how much they were pushing some of our guys back in that particular game. We just got to get a little more physical sometime at the point of attack. But I think from a recruiting standpoint, we do see that this program is trending up. And we always said that 9-3 was going to keep this program together. And I think we win this game this weekend, we'll end up going to 10-3. Is this season a success? I would say, a 9-3, 10-3 season is a success. It's not what we wanted, but at the end of the day, it's a great improvement I think it's Chimichanga. I think he was on here Saturday, and he kind of mentioned about our program, the status, and how it's going upward. And I've always maintained that. I maintain that USC is absolutely moving up. But if we down this week, we can absolutely turn it into another 8-4 season. But we gotta be up for this game this weekend. We can't have no letdown. We still moving for something. Right now, I think they got us projected to play Texas, and I think I want to say the Alamo Bowl. So we'll see. That's a big brand. That's a big team. That's an SEC team. We played one last year and won that game. But from a recruiting standpoint, USC's moving up, and I think they're going to continue to move up and trend up, year by year. But at the end of the day, you guys know Booby Feaster's dad was on my program, and one of the things that he said is, if this breaks up, Lincoln Riley leaves, guess what? He said, that's it. He said, this whole class is going to fall apart. So I'm in touch with a lot of guys that are recruits' parents, and I talked to a lot of them. I talked to one last night. Well, I'm recording this the night before, so I talked to one today for a long time on the phone. Well, actually, his son plays on the team. So I talked to a couple of them, and, everybody's in sync. Everybody's on the same page as far as wanting Coach Lincoln Riley to be the head ball coach. I've always maintained that. And, there are a lot of people that say he should be the play caller, but I've always felt like what makes Lincoln Riley the play caller, what makes Lincoln Riley is the fact that he calls plays. So, you guys can drop the comments, man. You guys can tell me what you think, but that's kind of the state of how I feel right now. I feel like this program is moving in the right direction. Facilities is moving in the right direction. Recruiting is moving in the right direction. And our win-loss column this year is moving in the right direction. So we got a lot to be looking forward to. And I think, it's not what we wanted. It was disappointing. And the crazy thing about it, USC was in that Oregon game. They scored first. They went down to move the ball with ease. But like I said, the self-inflicted wounds, the undisciplined play, it was a lot of things that we will want back. And, hey, it is what it is, man. We just lost that game. Originally, I picked 11-1. When I saw how the team was playing, I went to 12-0. But the 11-1, that was the game that I actually said right there. Actually, it was. I think I said it was 50-50 originally. But anyway, man, at the end of the day, man, we lost the game. It wasn't, I see a lot of people talk about the referees. It was penalties racked up on Oregon side. It was penalties racked up on our side. So at the end of the day, I felt like it was pretty much a fair call game. We just didn't get the job done. We just got beat by a team that was better that day. So look, man, you guys hit me in the comments. You guys can tell me what you think, man. This is USCJ on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. Make sure everybody that comes on, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the share button, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. We get ready to go into recruiting season. That's where I interview all the interviews. I think 2026 class, I think I got about 11 of them down. I've interviewed Talanoa Ely, interviewed Tom, interviewed Sean Alston, interviewed Sean Scott. I'm trying to think about Peyton Dyer. I've interviewed a lot of these guys from the 2026 class. It's going to be the same way, man. I'm going to try to knock a lot of these guys down, and I may try to get one or two more from the 2026 class. But once we get into that interview, once we get into the off season, that's when the interviewing season comes up for me, man. I go hard with that. You guys already know. And so we're going to be doing a lot of that. And so you guys know we keep everything rolling, man. So look, you guys drop the comments. You guys tell me what you think. We're adding some things onto this channel as well. Jaywalk, of course, we told you he's going to be doing his 10 things. We got to talk about how he's going to do that in the off season. He's still going to be coming up with 10 things. He's going to have to be creative, but he's going to do it. But so look, man, drop the comments, man. You guys tell me what you think. It's USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. State of the program, I feel like USC still trending up. We didn't get what we wanted, but we still trending up, man. I ride or die with the Trojans, man. Fight on.